There are many different forms of IBS, and IBS C is the version of irritable bowel syndrome that is predominantly constipation. But there are many different types of IBS C and different causes and, of course, different treatments. Most people think that IBS always involves diarrhea, but a very large number of IBS sufferers instead have constipation. Now, constipation may seem preferable to diarrhea, but not if you are the one suffering from constipation. As you know, it is incredibly uncomfortable to not have regular or complete bowel movements, and it can be a huge interference to your life. Now, what is IBS C? Well, IBS C can come in a lot of different varieties. Some people with IBS C have bowel movements every day, but they are very hard to pass and might never seem to feel complete. Others only have a bowel movement every few days, or only if they take a laxative or a lot of fiber or something else to induce a bowel movement. Other people have complete bowel movements, but they take a really long time and require a lot of straining. And some people have to spend literally hours and make multiple trips to the bathroom every day in order to feel like they've completely evacuated. And even then, many of those people never feel like it's complete. And some people describe their stools as rabbit pellets, for example, and some say that their stools are very sticky and muddy and don't want to come out. And some people have bowel movements that start out as constipation, but then can end as loose stools or even diarrhea. Now, what other symptoms might you have with IBS C? Well, you might just have constipation, but it's not unusual to suffer from other symptoms along with the constipation. For example, abdominal pain or abdominal discomfort is common. And that pain or discomfort could be anywhere in the abdomen, anywhere, literally top, bottom, left, right, you name it. And it could be anywhere in severity, from relatively mild and achy to really severe and cramping to the point where you want to go to the hospital or maybe have gone to the hospital for it. Or you might not have abdominal pain at all. You might have gas or bloating. And again, that can range widely in severity. And some people have bloating that's so bad that they describe it like a rock, like a hard rock in their abdomen, or like they're several months pregnant. That's really common for people to say that. But you might not have any gas or bloating. And you might have nausea, or you might have heartburn, or you might have reflux, or of course you might not have any of those things with IBS C. But all of those situations would qualify as IBS C. Now, if this is happening to you on a regular basis and you've seen a gastroenterologist and you've probably had a colonoscopy, right? You've had other things ruled out, then you need expert IBS help from an IBS specialist. Now, what causes IBS C? Well, there are literally hundreds of different causes of IBS C. Most people think it's because they need more fiber or more water, or that their diet should be better. And diet is often a cause, but it's not as simple as all that. There are literally hundreds of causes of IBS C. And unfortunately, most treatments don't address the cause. They only address or treat it as a symptom, because there are things like laxatives and fiber products, like in Miralax and Ducalax and Colace, and of course eating prunes and all kinds of things that can help with constipation. And hopefully they do help some and give you a little relief, but they aren't going to cure and prevent the constipation from ever happening in the first place. And they're only really meant for the occasional constipation, not for really chronic problems like IBS C. Now, there are literally hundreds of different causes of IBS C, and some of these things you may have heard about. There are things like bacterial overgrowths and candida overgrowths and microbiome imbalances and food reactions of all types, and the list literally goes on and on. And a lot of the same things, ironically, that can cause diarrhea can also cause constipation. And why it's diarrhea in one person and constipation in another, no one knows. No one really has any idea, but I've seen that happen in literally thousands of cases. So I guess really it just boils down to we're all different, and some people get one symptom and one reaction from something and some get another, but they could have the same cause but have completely different symptoms. So there is no one or two or even just a few causes of IBS-C. That's why you are having so much trouble figuring out what it is and how to treat it. And that's why your doctor is having so much trouble figuring it out too, because they aren't experts in IBS-C. Now, how do you treat IBS-C? Well, that's why you can't just buy the latest great pill for IBS-C and solve your problem, because there isn't one, right? You need an IBS expert to help you find out exactly what is causing your symptoms so you can get better for the long term. And that's very different than seeing a gastroenterologist and having a colonoscopy. That is not going to help solve your IBS-C, although it's important to do that and to rule out other things. So don't lose hope. You haven't seen the right person yet. And if you need more help, we've worked with thousands of IBS-C patients from all over the country via telemedicine to help them get their lives back. And we can work with you too, regardless of where you live. So please don't hesitate to give us a call. It's worth getting your life back.